What's up, wrestling fans? It feels good to be here. Oh my god. Sorry for the few day hiatus. I took a vacation to Guatemala and a volcano erupted and I got out of there as fast as possible. So now I'm here back from vacation a little bit earlier than I wanted to be. No, I'm just kidding. But seriously, look up Guatemala. The place it's just crazy what's going on right now over there. A giant volcano. But speaking of massive things, massive news, The Undertaker, for some reason, the massive news, The Undertaker's return is confirmed. They're saying that this is the first time in 8 years that The Undertaker will wrestle or appear, whatever it is, in Madison Square Garden. I believe this is for a Monday Night Raw. I'm with Jake, by the way. Jake, you probably got the news in front of you.
Actually, I'm pulling it up right now.
Oh,
yeah.
okay. It's the 8th.
Just the fact that he's going to be in MSG, people are going nuts. Ticket sales are blasting out the door.
Are they? They sold out?
I'm trying to find out what exactly it is, though. If it's a Raw or just a house show. I believe it's a house show, I thought.
I thought it was a Raw, but damn, if it's just a house show. The Undertaker WWE return revealed.
Yeah, it's a house show.
Details
here on
are...
cage side seats. Undertaker's return announced for Madison Square Garden house show.
Wow.
For the first time in 8 years, like you said, Saturday, July 7th. And this is, he hasn't appeared since the Greatest Royal Rumble, obviously, and then WrestleMania before that. And we hadn't seen the Dead Man in a wrestling capacity since the WrestleMania before that. So
it's weird that it's too...
This is a big deal. We don't know his opponent or who he'll be facing, if he'll even be wrestling, because it just says that, it says live and in action, but, I imagine he'll have a match.
Yeah, I would just do with him. I'd just have someone challenge him or something. Like, he can do the whole Hulk Hogan thing and just tombstone somebody, and that's it. He might not even have a match. He'll just tombstone somebody.
Yeah, because it doesn't say a match. It just says live in action. So, like you said, it could be that simple. Somebody
anything.
comes out, Dead Man, and then it's 7 minutes for his entrance. Especially in MSG with a smaller thing, it'd probably take about 4 minutes. But
I thought... Yeah, I really thought it was a Raw. So this whole time I was tweeting people like, "Oh, he's gonna be on Raw. It'll be good. That'll be good." It does nothing for my show if the Undertaker's at a house show. God damn it!
If you notice though, years ago, house shows and any type of untelevised event were like non-canonical, canonical. They weren't canon. They weren't considered part of the. If somebody won the title or anything major happened, it wasn't announced. Like it was fixed by the next house show. I was actually at a house show where Triple H lost the title to The Rock, and then the next night The Rock lost the title back. So by the time they went back to Raw on Monday, nothing changed. It was just a big deal because they were in New Haven. Well, you see this kind of stuff, and they're starting to actually really broadcast and advertise and show you what goes on in these house shows. It was a big deal over the weekend that Carmella beat Charlotte again in the ring. This is her third time beating her, but they were showing videos on their Twitter and Instagram, and so they're really trying to up the sales and interest of house shows. So it's kind of interesting that, what used to not be reflected on the live shows now is being brought forward and brought over.
It's curious to me that they may think that that's the problem, because one of the major problems is the show sucks every week. So nobody wants to watch a program on TV and then gets excited about being bored. If you're bored at home, you pretty much are not excited to go see it. Now, only some smarter fans who, we talk to people, we say, hey, if you think Raw sucks, or if you think SmackDown's okay and Raw's all right, but not really, you might go to a show because it's more exciting. You might think it's going to be better, and that it's better live than it is on TV usually. So, you know what I mean? I could see people jump into those conclusions, but casual fans who watch casually on TV are going to be like, no, I'm not going to go, and then other people just keep saying that. I'm not going to go. So, yeah, it's exciting to see, yes, reminding people of house shows. I'm sure it can't hurt to do it, but the real problem is the week-to-week writing. But The Undertaker's back. Are you getting sick of The Undertaker returns and he could return, all that stuff?
I am. It kind of lost the allure for me. What used to be so exciting now is just kind of drab and droll, unfortunately. And I kind of appreciate the fact, because I would almost prefer to go to a house show. Actually, I would at this point. I was looking at tickets for July because Ronda Rousey was coming to a house show in Connecticut. And my daughter wanted to go. And I was like, oh, maybe we'll try and see, what happens then. Because at least then, you're getting 3 hours of matches. You're not getting backstage silly segments and terrible authority moments and, all the BS that happens in commercial breaks. You're just getting straight up matches. You get to see your favorite stars and wrestlers, and then it's over. So it's almost like that's a better, safer bet to be more entertained.
Yeah, I think so too.
But,
but
there's a lot of people that wouldn't have gone that now will, just because the Undertaker's there. I mean, he's one of my all-time favorites and one of the all-time greats. He definitely still has a lot of selling power, but like you said, the special nature of him appearing is really wearing thin.
Yeah, they need to wrap this thing up. I mean, my prediction, I believe a year or two ago, and I think that I've always thought that this would be it. I think there was a time maybe 4 years ago that I thought it was going to be the WrestleMania. What is it? What are we on here? What is it? 30? What's coming up? 35.
35.
Yeah, I think I thought he was going to wrap it up the WrestleMania after Dallas originally. That's when I thought originally he was going to wrap it up. Now, I mean, I really am convinced this time, like right now, not knowing anything about whatever, I think this will be his last WrestleMania. This WrestleMania coming up will be his last WrestleMania, and the WrestleMania after this one will be Hall of Fame induction. That is unless they've decided to have his career end before WrestleMania and just do Hall of Fame at WrestleMania with him going out with that short, quick victory over John Cena. But that would surprise me a bit. But
I would be surprised as well. But apparently, I mean, he's told everybody after the Greatest Rumble that he's feeling fantastic, and he did well at the Rumble. I mean, it wasn't the Greatest Royal Rumble with Rusev, that casket match. It was run of the mill, predictable, and he hit all the high spots that he usually does. And Rusev obviously sold well for him, but he didn't look bumbly or slow or like he was in pain. So, well, I mean, he feels well and he wants to go ahead and be in a few more shows.
I think he does look a little bit slow a lot of times, but he's looked a little bit better recently than he did before. But also they've really done a better job of making him look better too. That thing with Cena was great. I think he walked the top
Cena,
rope
with Rusev. I mean, especially when you compare it to what he did with Roman the year before. That looked awful.
Oh yeah, that was horrible. Did he walk the top rope at WrestleMania? I think he did, right? I don't remember.
I believe he did the old school. I
think he did
together at this point, but I think we saw it.
When he can't do that anymore.
One of the times.
When he can't do that anymore, that's when you leave. Like when I can't go to the top rope, just they'll end the career then, and then it will be over.
I really thought he was done when he lost to Roman. When he put his hat in the center of the ring, and that was supposed to be it. So.
Well, yeah, I mean, no, I'm not gonna lie. I thought that. Me too. I was like, well, that's the greatest ending ever. To like the saddest and greatest and happiest. I've never felt such sadness, happiness, and like anger, and then sadness and happiness, and like it was just amazing, that ending. It's too bad it wasn't the end, but
such a wide array of emotions. I mean, like you said, I was angry, but I was appreciative. I was, just you wanted to memorialize him, and that what a way to do it, to go out. And I'm glad they touched upon it with this year with WrestleMania. With Cena having the hat appear in the ring, and then the lightning strikes, and. But still, I was hoping secretly that was the end.
There was something to knowing that match was very bad. Like, it wasn't very good. And there was something to knowing that that's it. Like, that's going to be the last thing you remembered. So at least I feel like with the Cena thing, it's like he got all these spots in that we know. Like, and I would rather watch that than the Roman match. But I love the ending. I almost wish that the Undertaker, like when he retired, it basically that he faced Cena the way he did, and that at the end, like, he was beating the hell out of Cena like he was, and then all of a sudden, Cena came back, and then at the end, Cena beat him, and then he had the Roman Reigns ending. Like, that would have
been fantastic.
That would have been beautiful. Like, or maybe a little bit longer than Cena's match, but definitely not as long as the Roman one, which was just wow.
No, that was too
poorly
much.
done.
And, yeah, to have them go about an extra 8 to 10 minutes, maybe, because it was only a 2-minute match.
How long was the
10 minutes total? Maybe even 7, but get both their spots in. Look like Taker's going to win, and then Cena kind of pulls a Rock the year before, where he gets his finisher as Taker's going for the final. And maybe he rolls him upside down out of the tombstone and gives him the AA, something like that. And from there, we get the celebration and the removing of all his clothes and stuff like that, like we had the years before. So.
Well, guys, I appreciate you guys listening to this. This is a little bit more that me and Jake are going to talk about and work on, but we're going to put this video up. So if you're listening to this right now, more to come. But we wanted to get this up I certainly wanted this up as quickly as possible so you guys could get this. Plus, obviously, it's big news right now. Undertaker coming back, but it's for a house show. When do you guys think The Undertaker will make his TV or pay-per-view return? When will he make his actual return? SummerSlam, Survivor Series, WrestleMania, a Monday Night Raw. When will it be that The Undertaker returns besides this house show return at Madison Square Garden? And will you go to that show? I'm somebody at this point where I have such nostalgia for Undertaker, knowing that this could be the last time I see him, that you know what, I got to be honest, I would even think about going to Madison Square Garden, you know, regardless of the match or if he just stands in the ring or whatever it is, just to see the entrance, to see the Undertaker again. That's how impressive the Undertaker's lore is. Like, I can remember being in 7 years old and in the playground at school. I don't remember first grade. I don't remember what grade that was. Probably second grade. And I can remember I had been watching The Undertaker the day before, and I was so obsessed with him. I was like an idiot. I was walking around the schoolyard, and I was pretending with my friends to wrestle, and every time I got knocked down, I would do the Undertaker sit-up thing and act all weird. And I was such a loser on the playground. And dude, I remember just being obsessed with his character for a while. Even though I was a Hulk Hogan guy and a Shawn Michaels guy and a Warrior guy, the Undertaker's character really broke through to so many people. And nobody, I don't know, dude, it's just become an obsession. It's one of the most trending things in the whole world now, as far as wrestling world goes, is Undertaker. I mean, aside from maybe CM Punk or something, like the Undertaker, it's amazing how much traction, any mention or breath of the Undertaker. If you told me the Undertaker like peed on a lizard at the zoo, like it would become, well, that would obviously go viral. But there's just, people just love the Undertaker, guys. We're back on YouTube. Take that. YouTube has responded. They are wonderful. I had a great talk the other day. Remember, guys, if you want non-wrestling content, go over to my other channel, youtube.com/corruptedpodcast. And remember that we can't go live until July 3rd. I am working on that as well right now as we speak. But if you want to see my live wrestling reactions and videos, or my Q&As, or my corrupted entertainment material, you got to be over on my other YouTube channel, youtube.com/corruptedpodcast. And we are brought to you today by viewers like you, PBS style, because of the support on Patreon. You would not be listening to this right now if it wasn't for the donations live and the supporters on Patreon. But don't forget, if you do become a patron, and you become a $2 a month patron, or $5 a month patron, or $1 a month patron, you know, you get a bunch of content. You don't just support the show monthly. If you're a $5 a month patron, you get 30 hours of bonus content a month, okay? You're getting 30 hours of bonus content, podcasts, and all kinds of things. So just remember that, and we'll be good to go. Thank you, guys. Leave those comments down below. What do you think if these other videos are popping up right now that you might have missed? So check them out, because YouTube doesn't push out all my videos, just like we don't get ads anymore, or not all the time, at least at the beginning of videos. Thanks for listening. My name is Joe Cronin. Hit me up on Twitter at RealCronin. By the way, guys, if you shop on Amazon, my Amazon link is down below. You buy anything on Amazon, use my link down below. It'll be the same thing for you, but I will get paid.